to all the listeners. This is Attorney Sharp Raleigh, and today I have Vedika with me on the board. Thank you so much again for being here. I hope you can hear me well. And of course, we are going to discuss about immigration law and also debt settlement at the end part. But right now, we're going to talk, of course, directly about immigration. And anything I'm going to tell you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. And of course, so many things happening in immigration, and we know right now we are having those hearings on Trump and well, it's not yet his impeachment, but of course there are many things. So we will be opening the lines in few minutes. You can call 510 657-1170, 510-657-1170. And if you want help or you want a private consultation, 510-742 5887. This is our office number, 510-742-5887. This is Attorney Sharp Raleigh for the Sharp Raleigh Law Show, and we are live today. It's November 14th, 2019. And again, this is Attorney Sharp Raleigh from the Sharp Raleigh Law Group. The website to check, attorneyonair.com, attorneyonair.com. Of course, there are a few things that are happening, some proposed rules which are getting things going to be tough. For one, they're going to start launching that new system of the H-1B, I think in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, if I'm not mistaken, where you will pay $10 and you can put your name on the waiting list, so that, as you know, you have the lottery coming, and people wait, they send the application, and then they wait, and then ultimately they end up by losing money with the lawyer, etc. In this situation, they will already have a pre-selection, then they will move to the next level. For you, but yet it needs to be determined how they're going to do that, if they will require certain information, etc. In this case, then we will be starting taking those cases early, so that we can at least put you in the line if you need help. So please let us know. 510-742-5887. And again, the number to the studio today, if you have any questions on immigrations, by the way, it doesn't have to be on the topic I'm talking about. It can be adjustment of status, it can be family petitions, because I get a lot of those questions, family petitions, or even asylum. Feel free to call, and the number to the studio, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. And again, this is Attorney Sharp Raleigh. Vedika, I hope you're still hearing me properly. So, Attorney Sharp Raleigh, and we are today November 14th, 2019, and now I have few things I wanted to talk about. For one, there are few announcements and proposed rules that are coming up on the asylum cases. For one, the asylum cases now are going to be more expensive. That's what they are proposing to do. It's going to increase a lot. And the filing fees itself, it's going to be above $1,000. Number two, we have this new proposed rule, which is kind of really strong, where they're going to be prohibiting anybody from getting an EAD, which is a work permit, until your case has been processed for 365 days. Remember the rule of 150 days. If you file an asylum and the asylum is pending, not through your fault, for more than 150 days because of the fault of the government, you are eligible to apply for what we call an EAD, which is a work permit. Because oftentimes those cases can go for years, even goes to court. Your EAD will be kept if you fall into the category of 150 days. But guess what now? Trump, of course, and his administration are trying to change that, and they are proposing a rule of 365 days. So basically, he's using the system, the same system they are trying to use to cut off the H-4 EAD. So it has to be, the rule now is 365 days. They also will add on the rule, excuse me, they will also add on the people who will be barred from applying is if they have a pending application is pending if they enter United States without inspection. So you won't be if you entered, for example, without like people crossing the border and they enter, then they file the asylum, or even the asylum is pending 365 days, you won't get a work permit, which is the EAD. So another one is if you have certain criminal convictions or arrest, that also they will prevent people from having a work permit. And if you missed the 1 year deadline of filing, as you know, an asylum you need to be filed within 1 year, but there are some exceptions to that, including a judge blocking that in some states, and also you have exceptions to the rule like change of country conditions. I'm so sorry, I'm having a dry throat today, so I apologize for that. If you have, for example, I kind of lost my thread here. So I was saying, if you miss, in order to file an asylum, you have to usually file it within 1 year as you enter. But there are exceptions to the rule. One of the big exceptions is the judge who said, no, you don't have to. And number two, but the regular exceptions are change of country conditions or change of your conditions, or also if you maintain status, that then within 6 months after that, then you can file. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Attorney Sharp Raleigh, and we are live today on Radio Zindagi, and we are November 14th, 2019, and I have Edika with me on the board. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. The number to the studio, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170, and you can ask any questions when it comes to immigration. Please let me know. So now we were talking of course of asylum. Let me talk a little bit more about that. Asylum is a very powerful tool. In fact, many people coming to the United States have used it because it was the reason people will come to the United States. Because, for example, you have people who were basically victims of religious persecutions in their home country, or political, or some other kind of or some kind of other not political, but some kind of other kind of persecution, for example, based on gender, etc. I think we have one caller. Let me take the caller and then we'll continue. This is Sharp Raleigh. You're live on air. Hello.
Hey, hi Shah. How are you?
Hello.
Hi Shah.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. What can I do for you?
Yeah, actually, I want to know, like, if you're putting asylum case, so, like, how many years it will take to get my green card? So I want to know about it.
Oh, okay, that's a good question. Okay, if you have an asylum file, you are talking once the asylum is approved, or you are talking about how long until you reach the green card?
Yeah, already actually it has happened, like 4 years completed, and they're expanding EAD. Like, it will take how many years to get my green card?
Oh, the asylum. No, okay. If okay, there are two situations. There are one situations where you're still waiting for the asylum hearing and it's been pending. That can go forever. Yeah. There's no control over it.
Okay. I want to know that.
There was a rule for 45 years.
The hearing has not done till now. What is the reason? Like, it will take so many years that's going on, like.
Okay, you mean you already did the hearing and everything?
No, they did not call us also still now. Hearing is not done till now.
Okay. Yeah, that can go for years and years. I have a case which took 7 years before they called. So it depends what they're doing. If they're doing investigation on terms of, they're going to investigate in your home country, etc. But they do, they can check on you. They can basically do a bunch of stuff, background check, etc., and then delays. There's no real time on that. What you should do, put an inquiry or have a congressperson, a congressman or a congresswoman trying to kind of make a touch base with them and find out what's exactly going on. But the last one I had last year was 7 years, or almost 8 years. So there's no timing really, but the average time is usually 2 years. Where are you
So,
located? Which area? I don't need exactly, but are you in where are you?
California. California.
California, yeah. California, it depends where in California. Like San Francisco, it's taking longer sometimes. San Jose is less time. Los Angeles is a lot more time.
Oh,
So it depends
yes, sir.
exactly where you're located because it depends on the volume of work. But bottom line is taking 2 to 3 years for most cases.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Nice talking to you, Shaparari.
You're
So
welcome.
nice.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir. I hope. And then one thing you can do if you wanted to kind of get an idea or try to expedite it, you can contact your congressman. If you're in the Bay Area, Rokhana is the first name that comes into mind, but there are other congressmen, or congresswomen around. So feel free to contact them and ask them to help you. It's free, and this is a good thing with America. You can have access to politicians, which is very rare from where we come from. Most of us, it's like you never see them, but here at least you see them, so you can always reach out to them. And again, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to call the number to the studio, 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. The lines are open, and we have Vedika with us. She's going to be controlling the calls. So I was talking, of course, about asylum, and again, like I say, it doesn't have to be asylum if you're calling on, okay? And if you don't feel comfortable calling on the radio, you can always call my office, 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887, and the website to check, attorneyonair.com, attorneyonair.com, and you can get an idea. So I was telling you about those four things that are going to be changing with the application of the asylum. So be careful and make sure you do things properly, and don't go. I'm going to tell you one thing. This is very, very important. A lot of people are actually have in the past been using fake lawyers or what they call consultants to fill their paperwork. Be very careful, very, very careful, because oftentimes those people do things which are not really clean, and they end up in custody, and then you also end up in problem. Having said that, you just need to be careful. I think we have one caller, right? This is Shapira. You're live in here. Hello? Okay. I'm sorry. The number to the studio is 510, and then the number is 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And feel free to call if you have any questions when it comes to immigration. It doesn't have to be a question only on the topics I'm talking about. It can be on any topics when it comes to immigration. Feel free to reach out. So we were talking about that. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about RFEs, because this is something very, very how to put it, pertinent, because pretty much everybody gets it now when it's coming. An RFE is a request for evidence. All it is that USCIS is basically telling you, we are not satisfied with the proof you gave us for your case. We want more on that. So what they will do, they will send you a request for evidence, and a lot of people get worried when they get that, but I'll tell you some tips about it. Let me take another caller first. This is Shapira. You're live in here. Hello.
Hey, sir. I have a quick question.
Hi.
So I'm on H1B, and I have last 2 years left in my H1B, and my current company, my I-140 is not approved. What if I change my job right now?
You have 2 years exactly. What do you have?
I'm sorry?
Is it exactly 2 years left?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. If you are able to move maybe within the next 3 months, and they are able to start your labor certification as soon as possible, then it's totally worth it, unless something is not if you're not interested in that. But 2 years is good enough. But just make sure
Okay.
whatever company you move to, that
Mm-hmm.
company they start your green card as soon as possible. So that means
Okay.
that maybe like 2-3 months after you start, they have to start it, because you have
Okay.
it takes like one year, 1.5 year to get it. So since you have 2 years, within that 6 months, you have to convince them. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Hello. Can you hear me? Hmm? Hello. Okay, I think I lost the call. Okay, so feel free to call again, 510-657-1170, 510-657-1170. And of course, we were talking about immigration and so many things happening. Well, but one thing we were talking about is our RFEs. I just saw, I don't know if it was an article or someone told me, I forgot, almost 35% now of all the cases which has an RFE are getting denied. It is really high because that's not usually the norm, but at the same time, they're issuing so many RFEs right and left, so we got to work with them. So it's important that you know what's what we call the RFE, the request for evidence. It's just like what in regular terms we will call is almost like interrogatories, right? So basically, they're sending you a bunch of papers, asking you to answer on the paper and bring it back. That's what it is. This is what they call a request for evidence. You should not panic. However, we are seeing a high trend of denials, and in fact, I think there's someone who told, and I was mentioning that earlier, I think 35% or 36% of those cases do get denied. So I don't know if it is something which is verified, but yeah, definitely from my experience right now, we are seeing few denials, maybe not that many, but still we are seeing them. So feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions, 510-742-5887. Otherwise, 510-657-1170. And that's the number to the studio. So feel free to call 510-657-1170. And now let us, I was discussing a little bit about this situation, and of course, you know, it's really kind of stressful for people whenever they are getting an RFE. What do they do next? First of all, let us recap what is an RFE. We say an RFE, we should say a RFE. A RFE is a request for evidence. So okay, I think I have another caller. Let me take the caller. This is Shapra, you're live on air. Hello.
Hi, sir. My name is Mudit. Thank you for your program. It's very useful for most of us.
Thank you.
I had a brief I just want some information on S386, where it stands. Last I believe it was held up by some Democratic senator in Illinois. Do you know what's the status and what are the chances?
Yeah, I saw that once the senator held it, but I don't have a lot of faith when it comes to those bills in the Congress. To be honest with you, I have been doing this now for almost 16 years. I've never seen, and I've practiced pretty much, I think, almost four administration. I've never seen them really coming up with anything at the level of senators or congressmen to really do something for immigration. So I will not keep my hopes up, and I always say that, and so far I'm right, and that's kind of bad to be right when it comes to this, but unfortunately it is. So that bill is not probably going to go through. So because even if it goes through, it's going to be stuck somewhere. Okay. Don't count on it.
Thanks, yeah, thanks, Len.
Okay. You're welcome. Sorry to be bearer of bad news, but unfortunately I'm going to be up front. But I might be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. So there is a maybe 5-10% chance I'm wrong. So if that works, then everything will be better. Do you have another caller, Vedika? This is Shapra. You're 11 here. Okay, so I'm so sorry. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were talking, of course, about our fees, and just to let you know, today is November 14th, 2019, and this is Attorney Sharp Riley of the Sharp Riley Law Group, and we are broadcasting live talking, of course, about immigration law. And feel free to reach out to our office, 510-742-5887. 510-742-5887. And the number to the studio today is 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I think I have around 25 minutes or so to go, so I'll be more than glad to give you an answer. Now let us go back to our topic, RFEs. RFEs, like I said, is a very common tool. In fact, now it's pretty much in every case when it comes to an H1B. You name it, they will issue an what we call an RFE, or to the point that everybody will have to be ready for that. So make sure if you need help with an RFE, it's always good to contact an attorney, and the attorney is usually, if you need help, we can help you with that. I think we have one caller, right? This is Shapra, you're live on air. Hello.
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
Hi.
Hi.
You're welcome.
I want to ask questions. So, do you see any change in the EB1 date movement?
Yeah, I think it will jump a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 years. That's my hope. And since the visa bulletin, I think, didn't even come out for December, it's kind of giving me some hope there's some good news in there. Because whenever you see delayed, it's usually good news. So let's hope things will get moving. But it will not probably be current completely, but at least it will be there for closer date. Okay? All right.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let me take another caller. This is Shapra, you're live on air.
Hello, Shah. Thanks for taking my call. This is Priya, and I have a question. Like the distance between my current client and the new client is 12 miles. So do I need to file an H1 amendment or new LCA?
Okay, that's a good question. So basically, you move from one end client to another, right?
It's a client location. Employer is same. The client location is different.
Yeah. Okay. Is it the same client or it's a different client itself?
Different client itself.
Okay, let me tell you how it works. The case of amendment is controlled by a case called Simeo case, which was issued in 2050. What it says, if there's a material change in your situation, you got to file an amendment. People always get confused and think it's just a matter of location. No, it's not. So even if you're moving 12 miles and your company is saying no need to file it, I will recommend filing it because of that rule, because it clearly says it's for anything pretty much. It's not only about not anything, but it's very clear how they determine the Simeo case is if in case you're doing a material change. So for me it is a material change, because if they come in and do what we call a site visit or a spot check, and if they come and don't see you sitting there, you will have some problems. That's why it is recommended to file an amendment in this situation. Okay?
And H1 amendment, do we get like RFE or denial? What are the chances?
Yeah, you can get. Yeah, unfortunately, the chances is 64% according to some data. But that means it went down actually a lot in terms of approval. It used to be, when Trump took power, it was like 76%. Now it's like 61 or 62% of success rate. So it is not something you can say, oh, for sure you'll get it, because there's no way to tell. Prepare the case well and make sure things are done properly. It will increase your chance. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Shah. Thanks.
Good luck to you. I recommend still to file the amendment. Okay, so let me take another caller. This is Shapra. You are live in here.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call, sir. I do have a question for you. So, my case, I had my H4, a case pending, and at the same time I had applied for H1B also, and I'm a CAP exempt candidate, so my H1 got approved, but I got an RFE on H4. So, do I to reactivate I've been told that I need to leave the country to get a new I-94. So in that case, do I respond to H4 RFE, or I just leave it as it is? What do you advise?
Okay, so basically you filed an extension. Was it a transfer? What did you file?
No, it was like my employment ended with my previous employer, and then I couldn't get the, I changed it to H4 status, but it was still pending, and then finally I got an RFE, and at the same time I got another job, so my H1 got approved before that.
Okay. So you have two choices. What you can do, you can file an H1B with what we call a bridge. Okay, so basically piggy riding on the pending H4 and get you an approval on that. And the second option is to file it as a consular processing, and as soon as it's approved, you leave the country and you come back. So now the question is which one you pick. I would pick the bridge, and then what happens usually, either they will approve it or they will deny it, or what they will do is call it partial approval. What is a partial approval? It's also that what it means is basically that they approve the part of you moving the case to your cap exemption from one company to another, but they don't approve the part of the I-94. So if I were you, I'd probably file it as on the bridge of the pending H4. Otherwise, if your company is not comfortable doing that, just get them to file in the premium and you leave the country and come back.
Okay, but don't reply to RFE. That's what you're saying.
No, I didn't say not to reply to the RFE, because if you don't reply, then that means it will be denied. But if you get your H1 approved first, then you don't have to do anything, because as long as they think that there's a potential for the H4 to be approved, they will go ahead and grant you the H1 change of status. Otherwise, you won't get the change of status. You'll have to do consular processing anyway.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Shah.
Okay. Good luck to you. And if it is confusing, give me a call at the office, 510-742-5887. We can talk in more details. And Vedika, I don't know if we have more callers. This is Sharp Radio, live on air. Hello. Okay, so we were talking, of course, about the famous RFEs, and RFEs are really always tricky, because like I said, most of the cases you will be getting them, and the few things that are more important to know is that, number one, there's no need to panic, because this is common and more common than you think. Number two, unfortunately now, unlike before where we could avoid it by giving a lot of information, I don't recommend people giving a lot of information without any reason now, because that can backfire on them. So it's better to get an RFE, then you submit the right documents. Then an RFE is not like the end, because an RFE is more it's more gathering of information. But yes, whenever people are getting an RFE, the chances have increased of a denial, I think I forgot the percentage, but it's a pretty high percentage. So I think it's almost like 36% or something like that. Now let us talk a little bit about the other issues related to RFE. One of the most important issues is what they call a specialty occupation. This is what's really kind of hurting everybody, because nobody really knows how they're defining it, except what we read in different places. So this is another thing that just happened and needs to be taken care of. So the other thing is just like the RFE, when you get it, if you answer it properly, usually you will get an approval. However, once in a while, we don't, even us, it does happen, we don't get approval all the time, and because of that, you need to have a system where basically when you're answering, all your information are readily available, because you might have to present it to them later. So now the RFE, like I said, is nothing to panic. All it is basically they want more information. But of course, it's sometimes at one point they become a little bit abusive, so you have to bear with them, otherwise they will just not let you come back. Now, having said that, RFEs are, like I said, are major when it comes to the whole system. But the problem is that the RFE also is a powerful tool to kind of deny people, because they can pretty much RFE you on something, and once they get it, it becomes a tool to deny you. I don't have an example to the mind right now, but I can actually kind of you can figure it out. What happens if you basically kind of not deal with it properly again. And of course, the other RFE that we are getting a lot of people who have worked as software engineer, for example, for years, but now is transferring, and ultimately they just realize that most of those countries are I mean. I'm kind of siding track here. So when we file those RFEs and we answer, for example, someone has a different area of knowledge of a degree in a different field, for example, it is important when you're answering it, you get what we call a credential evaluation. It's not a credential evaluation; it's actually an evaluation which basically will convert your knowledge and your experience and put it to basically to that field. For example, you're an electrical engineer and you're doing computer engineering. I think we have one caller, right? This is Shapra, you're 11 here. Hello. Oh, okay. There was no caller, so I apologize for that. And again, talking about RFEs, this is Attorney Sharp Raleigh. We are live today on Radio Zindagi, and it is actually November 14th, 2019, and we are discussing about immigration laws, more specifically about RFEs, because a lot of people are getting burnt with it. Because after the RFEs are answered, you're still seeing denials, and the most important denials are usually a specialty occupation, because they are saying these jobs doesn't fit an H-1B. One of the rules of an H-1B is a specialty occupation, which means you have to be in an occupation which requires at least a minimum of a bachelor's degree. But when it comes to how do you determine if this job does require that, that's being left basically to the USCIS, and that's where people are very, very upset. And of course, we are seeing also some potential, especially in other things. But the RFE, believe it or not, is coming for everybody now, unfortunately. So either you do premium or non-premium. It's not like if you don't do premium, it's not going to come. It can still come. So be ready for that, and do things properly so that you can avoid many problems. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Attorney Sharp Raleigh. We are live today. I have Vedika with me, and we are talking, of course, about immigration law. And I was talking about before I talk about RFEs, I talk a little bit about naturalization, which is citizenship, and I recommend people to take their citizenship as soon as possible, because the rules are a little bit changing. I forgot. I'm kind of mixing asylum. We were talking about asylum, but I also forgot to mention that the prices for filing naturalization or citizenship is going to increase to above $1,000. So if you are eligible to file for your citizenship, I would recommend to go ahead and get it filed, because otherwise you will be affected by the new price. I don't really know what's the price, but I'm just mentioning that. So ladies and gentlemen, feel free. I think we have another 10 minutes to go. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vedika. 10 minutes to go, and our number to the studio is 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. Let me talk about something a little bit different here now, which is debt settlement. And this is another service that our law firm offers. It's about getting out of debt without having to file a bankruptcy. And this is, we can negotiate for you. We can really make things work out, hopefully. So give us a call. For example, if you have a credit card, if you owe a lot of money on it and you can't really afford to pay it, or if you have other issues, we will be glad to help you with. So again, if you want to call, I think we can take two more callers or one more caller, right? Vedika, the number is 510-657-1170. 510-657-1170. And I think Amit will join us a little bit earlier this time. And so I was talking about immigration and then debt settlement. Debt settlement is where, for example, let's say you max out your credit card, you overuse your credit card, and then suddenly you realize you cannot afford to pay. That's happening to a lot of people, by the way. And what we do, we negotiate with the banks or the finance institution, and we negotiate to get a lower, get a lower amount to be paid to clear up the case. For example, you owe maybe $100,000, and ultimately you have only assets maybe $2,000-3,000. You might make a deal and give it away, and then pretty much kind of so that you don't have to pay a lot of money. However, this doesn't really work this way because it looks too simple. I think we have one caller. Let me take one last caller, right? This is Shapra. You're live in air.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for taking my call, and my question is regarding debt. Actually, I'm filing a divorce, and I have a combined credit card with my husband, and I want to know, I try to, it's a co-user, it's not like we haven't took card together. I just using his credit to increase my credit score. Now I want to get out of it, and it's the bank people are saying that my husband is not, he's not qualified for single user. They are not letting me out. So how does the process go? Can I get out of it in any way?
You mean the loan that you owe, and was the loan taken before you get divorced?
Yes, the loan was it's taken by my husband way before our marriage, and then I just I added as a co-user of that card to build up my credit score. And now
okay, I got you. But did you give your social security there?
Sorry, can you ask that again?
Did you give your social security when you got the second card, or you used your husband's social security again?
No, I gave mine. Yeah.
Okay, then it's a different situation right now. So what happened with you is that the fact that you pretty much kind of all this happened before you got divorce filed. The court might hold you to that, but if you just sign basically something simple, you should not be held accountable. But it's very hard to tell unless I pretty much kind of get more details. Give me a call at the office. We will talk. Have someone talk to you. I'll talk to you myself. 510-742-5887. We can discuss further, because right now there's a dilemma. We have to deal with that. Okay?
Sure. Can you say that number again?
Okay. 510-742-5887.
Sure. Thank you. I'll give you a call.
You're welcome. Give us a call. So I think we're almost done with the show now, right, Vedika? I don't know if Amit is there. Amit, are you there? Hello? Hello?
Hey, sir.
Hey, hi, Amit. Hi, how are you? So, Amit, I'm going to close and then I'll let you continue. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to thank you all for listening. Today it was live, and we are November 14th, 2019. Thank you, Vedika. Thank you to all the listeners. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. And anything I told you today is my opinion. You should not act or refrain to act solely on the information provided. You should contact an attorney if you have any questions. So, Amit, I'll let you finish. I think you have like 13 minutes. Please explain a little bit about debt settlement in Punjabi for me, etc. So, thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yes. Thank you to